Get me.
Jimmy, you talked about it being around that time of the season. Just how much do you enjoy this time of the season? Because you look like you're having fun out there. Just how much do you just enjoy the pre-playoff?
I love this game. I love this city, this organization, these guys that I get to hoop with. This is the fun part.
Tempers are flaring here in New Orleans. Clock at 7. Working against Butler. Got downhill. Couldn't punch it. Bam says, get it out of here. And it finds its way to Robinson. Down to Butler. And Butler throws it down. It's back to a 1-point game.
You see what Mark talked about, that length and the hustle. And instead of
Butler to the rim, banks it home. We're tied again. Robbed it on him. It's a long three. And good. Oh, Jimmy freaking Butler.
He doesn't even feel it. 46 points for Jimmy Butler. Sets up a three. Butler. Long shot.
The phrase "don't poke the bear" is a metaphorical expression cautioning from provoking or irritating a powerful being or person. It goes for life, and in this case, the NBA. Throughout the league's history, there's a handful of guys that you just don't talk trash. Immediately ringing a bell: Michael Jordan, who took everything personal, Kobe, and LeBron. Even in today's game where they say that killer mentality is lost, there are certain guys that you just don't try. Luka and Giannis ring a bell, but oftentimes we forget about one man. That's Jimmy Butler. That's because throughout the season, we don't really see him, and then playoff time, he emerges. Right now, Jimmy Butler has his team winning, and it looks like they're going to be a team that can maybe knock off some of these top teams in a very talented Eastern Conference. The Heat are 8-2 in their last 10 and oftentimes defeating opponents by over 10 points. Jimmy Butler, this past game against the Jazz, put up 37, 3, and 7. Oftentimes, as fans, we forget the Heat as a true contender, but every single season, the Heat come out and they perform, especially around this time of the year and going into the playoffs. The Heat have guys like Bam Adebayo who are great defensively, and now he's great offensively. Over the past few years, we've seen Bam Adebayo not struggle, but he hasn't been aggressive. He set a goal in the offseason to shoot about 20 shots per game. He's not exactly there. He's about 15, 16 shots a game, but we have seen improvement in terms of him being aggressive. We know what he brings to the table as a facilitator. He's one of the best in the league as a big man, and now he stepped it up scoring-wise. At the deadline, the Heat traded for Terry Rozier, who's coming in, not really a secondary ball handler, but a guy that can go get a bucket in the playoffs whenever they need him to. In his first games with the Heat, he struggled, and then he ended up getting injured. But at the end of the day, Terry Rozier did not come in to be the secondary guy, the secondary scorer. He came in to be somebody that can go get a bucket for them when it's needed. And that's something that's really going to help out guys like Bam and Tyler Hero in the playoffs. For the Heat, you got guys like Tyler Hero, who is shooting the three at 40%, and then guys like Duncan Robinson, who are three-point shooters, but also he has turned into a much better playmaker this season for the Heat. It seems as though the Heat every year have some guy on their team who is considered a diamond in the rough, and that's Jaime Jaquez. He was considered a late pick for the Heat. He went in the first round, but nobody expected him to be this good. He does everything right for the Heat, and he is a perfect piece for them in the playoffs. He defends well, he shoots the ball well, he can also create his own shot. Heat this season are in a similar position they were last season, where they have a top 10 defense, but the offense isn't as good. We know throughout the year the Heat like to experiment, and that's why sometimes it seems like they're not the team that they are going into the playoffs, but we know by the time they get there, they're gonna figure whatever scheme they have out, and that's when the Heat are the most dangerous team in the Eastern Conference. He have a certain edge over teams like Boston and Milwaukee. It's like whenever they go into a series, they know, hey, we might not be the more talented team here, but we're going to work harder. You're a Boston team who in recent years have not had success against the Heat or have had major success against the Heat. You have to think you do not want to play them, which is looking like right now the first round of the playoffs, because you may be out. The Heat are the team, if any team, to beat the Boston Celtics. If any team is going to take down this juggernaut looking Boston Celtics team, it's going to be the Miami Heat. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I think this is a really interesting topic, how the Heat they kind of flip a switch. I think it's the only team in the league that I've seen flip a switch like this. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a team do that. So, yeah, it's interesting to watch them.
Lillard for the win.